Alrighty then. The preview includes 2 games this week. So back to the 2. Pretty soon, guys, we'll have 3 because conference play is about to begin. Before we do the conference play, we got through non-conference play. That game will game against George Mason, a team that went to the NC2As a few years ago on the men's side, made it all the way to the Final Four. So a pretty good team in that. Before taking on their first conference opponent this Saturday with the Bears. I'm sure a lot of the footballers want to kind of forget about what happened last time the Bears were here. I know I do. Yeah. Maybe the basketball team will have a little bit of a better outing. We'll have to find out on Saturday. The preview for those 2 ball games. For the game against George Mason, a home game by the way, and a home game against Baylor. You can stay tuned right here. Don't turn the dial. Keep it right here. I'll keep you updated. Then. The things to know that you might want to know is George Mason in Oklahoma. I usually don't do the game times, but I'm going to do it for this one because it's kind of important to know. Because of the Thunder, which are down at the Chesapeake, which are playing Phoenix that night, the Sooners will not be playing George Mason at night. They're going to play him in the middle of the day at 4 o'clock. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 o'clock on, you can watch it on Sooner Sports TV if you're not able to make it out. With that being said, at 4 o'clock, as we said, we'll be in town, the George Mason. George Mason, out of the Atlantic 10 Conference. Finished 11-20 last year, 9-12 in the aforementioned Atlantic 10 Conference. Lost in the first round of the Atlantic 10 Conference last season. Their coach is Paul Hewitt. He is from St. John's Fisher University, class of 1985. Coach Hewitt has also been at Siena and more recently Georgia Tech before taking the job at George Mason. His 2 leading returning scorers, number 3, Patrick Holloway, and number 31, Jalen Jenkins. First of all, number 3, Patrick Holloway, points per ball game, he averaged 8.72 last year for George Mason, while averaging 4.41 assists per ball game and 4.38 assists per ball game last year for GMS. The Masons also have number 31, Jalen Jenkins, averaged 7.16 points per ball game last year, while averaging right at 6 rebounds per ball game and 1.36 assists per ball game. Of course, the Sooners, as we all know, 23-10 last year, 12-6 in big league play, Big 12 action. Lost to NDSU, North Dakota State, in the second round of the NC2As, 80-75, and are head coached by Lon Kruger, who spent time also at a few other universities, including going home to Kansas State, Florida, Illinois, Oklahoma, just to name a few of the major universities he's coached at. For this time, Lon Kruger has returning number 10, Buddy Hield, and number 11, Isaiah Cousins, back to the team. First of all, Buddy averaged 16.5 points per ball game last year for the Sooner Boomers, while the Schooner averaged 4.4 rebounds and 1.9 assists while driving the Schooner. The other man driving the Schooner, number 11, Isaiah Cousins, who averaged 11 points per ball game last year, 4.2 rebounds per ball game, and 2.1 assists per ball game last year for the Oklahoma Sooners. Then take a break out of non-action. Finally, we're in conference play, and you start with a team in Baylor that finished 26-12 last year, finished 9-9 in league play in the Big 12. They did make the NCAA tournament, losing in the Sweet 16 to the Badgers of Wisconsin, 69-52, and are coached by a Butler man from 1993, former Butler Bulldog, Scotty Drew. The Drew, leading returning scorers for the Drew, include number 1, Kenny Cherry, and number 00, Royce O'Neal. Cherry averaged 11.54 points per ball game last year, while averaging 2.62 rebounds per ball game and 4.70 assists per ball game last year for the Bears. The Bears also have Royce O'Neal, number 00, on the board. He averaged 7.11 points per ball game last year, while averaging 5.4 rebounds per ball game and 2.9 assists per ball game last year for the Bears. As for our Oklahoma OU Sooners, they went 23-10 last year, 12-6 in Big 12 play, lost to NDSU, North Dakota State University, for all you non-initial members. Lost to them 80-75 last year in the tournament. Second round of the tournament, by the way. Coached again by Lon Kruger, 74 class from Kansas State. Two leading returning scorers for Lon Kruger's version of the Sooners. Number 11, Buddy Hield, leads the Schooner, as does number 11, Isaiah Cousins. First of all, Buddy Hield, number 10. He averages 16.5 points per ball game last year for the Sooners, while dribbling out 4.4 rebounds per ball game and 1.9 assists per ball game last year for the Schooner. While his buddy Isaiah Cousins in the backfield also averages in double figures. He averaged 11 points per ball game last year, while averaging 4.2 rebounds per ball game and 2.1 assists per ball game last year for the Sooners. Alright, as always, my name's Harry James Taylor. You can find me on Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or tweet me at SoonerFanOK. Thanks for watching, everybody, and as always, Boomer Sooner, everybody. Take care.